Hello, hello, my beautiful, beautiful rebels. Hi, how are ya? Welcome back, my beautiful rebels. Let's do this. This is a pickup card, and this is about what people love about you. I've just really wanted to do this one. It's been a while since I did one like this. Um, I like doing them, and it's been a minute since I posted anyway, with my psychotic schedule. So let's get started. Okay. The first pile is purple, and the second is gold, and the third is blue. So let's get started. Okay. All right, Purple Bow. Hi, how are ya? I missed you. All right. So the first thing I pulled for you are some beautiful Oracle of the Mermaids, and I love these. This is one of my all-time favorite decks, just as a person and a water sign and somebody who feels like they're just awesome and beautiful cards. So the first one I got for you is Beauty, Grace, Loveliness, Integrity of Form and Spirit. And you know I love this card. It's gorgeous. And I just feel like people love that you are a beautiful person on the outside and the inside. But I feel like this is more reflective of your spirit and your soul. I feel like people love you as a whole, as a person. Um, and you're just really lovable and filled with integrity and compassion. And I think that a lot of people see that in you. And the second one I pulled is Atlantis, Rapid Development, Excellence, and Success. So not only are you beautiful, but you're brainy and you're smart. And I think that people love that you're gorgeous, and you have a gorgeous spirit, but you understand time, how to get things done. You probably are a pretty good planner, and great at executing those plans and making sure that they happen. Um, I feel like the Atlantis card is all about building and understanding what building means for your future. So you could definitely be a person who plans for the future, who plans ahead, who succeeds at most things that they tackle or accomplish the things that you set out to do. And I think that that is something that people love about you. Okay, great. So your spirit, your animal spirit from the Spirit Animal Oracle is the Seahorse Spirit, and it says watch and wait. And I love this card. It's beautiful. I'm obsessed with seahorses. They're beautiful. They're like water dragons to me. I don't know why, they just are. I've always thought that they were like water dragons. And I feel like this is a card that is all about patience, like understanding the things that you work for, the seeds that you plant. You know, all new endeavors that you take on are things that you have to work for, and you might not see instant results, but that's okay. I feel like people love that you understand planting seeds and waiting for them to grow, or it's almost like delayed gratification when you do something that you have to work and work and work for, and then you don't really see any like return or anything like that for months. But I feel like you understand why certain things are that way, and you're very patient, and you're good with that because you know in the end you're going to come up better. So I feel like people recognize that in you, and people love that about you as well. I also pulled a Goddess Guidance Oracle for you, and you got Sedna, Infinite Supply. You are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. What I love about this card is I feel like it is just the card of, it's almost like the Empress card to me, because she's like this nature being out in nature, and she's covered in plants, and she is part plant, but then she has the ocean creatures coming around. So it really fits with the theme. especially with the seahorse animal that popped up. You could definitely be a water sign. I'm not gonna constrain the signs that you could be sun, moon, or rising, but there is definitely water in this pile. Also, I think that uh, you are definitely a person who understands the universe in a very specific way. You're not narrow minded, you're very open and understanding and open to new ideas and different ways of thinking. And I feel like you're definitely one of those persons who believes in like the law of attraction, who understands that again, there's plants all up in here that you plant things, you wait for them, you're patient, you let it grow. Maybe you plant the seeds in your mind to manifest things, plant seeds in your heart. You know what I mean? So I feel like this is something also that people love about you. Uh, and you know that there is enough for everyone. There's enough in the world, there's enough in the universe for everyone. You know what I mean? So definitely, definitely a plus. So that's great. Wonderful. And now I'm going to uh, use my Beautiful Creatures Tarot. And I love these cards. I'm using these along with my Radiant Tarot, just my regular Rider-Waite deck. And we're going to go ahead and get it cracking, okay? So I pulled a Beautiful Creatures Tarot and a clarifier for it. So I have the Eight of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and the One of Cups. So like I said, there is a lot of water in this pile. A lot of water. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start over here with the One of Cups, which is the Ace of Cups. And in this deck, it is fondness, it is love, it's compassion, it's beginnings, it's new romance. It's just all good things. Like off to a great, amazing start. Your cup runneth over with love. It is the manifestation of something out of nothing. It is something that you worked mentally and emotionally very hard for. And you see she's holding a heart. Look, there's a little dragon. Oh my God, that's so cute. It is such a cute card. It's really gorgeous. And I love this. And the clarifier I pulled with the One of Cups, fondness, is the Four of Wands. And you know the Four of Wands is all about that celebration. It's all about that joy. It is all about those twin flames, that 1111 energy. It is just wonderful and happy and a really good vibe. So I feel like people love that you are extremely compassionate and you have a very big heart, uh, and that you don't restrict it. Okay, I feel like people are definitely into that and they love that about you. Um, they probably also, you could be one of those people who has your friends over to your house and you have these gatherings with all these people that you love who love you back. And it's just a good time and a good vibe. And I feel like that could also be you. I know I'm reading for a large group of people. If it doesn't resonate, just leave it. If it does, take it with you. Yay. Um, but I definitely feel like people might want to gather at your place because you're just that warm, loving person that everyone loves to be around. So for the Ten of Cups, which is contentment, it's the ultimate happiness. It's just a wonderful joy. Um, I feel like you are an overall very happy person. And you have a very emotive way about you, a way of feeling things and situations out. Um, and maybe even conveying your emotions in a really good way. The clarifier I pulled for the Ten of Cups, which is contentment, is the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups, as you know, is like grief and loss. So I feel like you weren't always in that Ten of Cups space. I feel like maybe you went through some dark times and you became, before you lived in the Ten of Cups energy, you could have gone through the Five of Cups. You could have experienced the loss. You could have went through grief. You could have been very depressed. Um, And I feel like Five of Cups is definitely the card of like a sadness and a depression, and just a general rough time. You come into some emotional conclusions about your life and what you like to do with it. But this is something that you can't fight. Sometimes you just have to feel it to make it to that Ten of Cups energy. And I feel like people love that you were able to do it, and they recognize that about you. Like, sure, she may have went through this, or he may have went through this, and they were sad and depressed and, riddled with um, sadness. But then, they progressed and went through it and felt the emotions that they needed to feel to get in that good Ten of Cups energy. Okay? Great. So the next one that I have is the Eight of Cups, and the Eight of Cups in this deck is Quest. And the Eight of Cups in any other, just even in the Rider Waite is just letting go of a situation, of a way of life, of even a marriage, and just being able to walk away from everything that you had built and worked so hard for, realizing that it didn't work for you anymore. It didn't make you happy anymore. So I feel like people that you are close with, who love you, recognize this about you. I feel like you had to go on like a soul quest, that you had to reconnoiter and figure out what you really wanted, and you may have had to walk away from a really good job or a relationship that you thought you would be in forever. You know what I mean? And you left that Eight of Cups energy, which is just, turning your back on something completely and walking away. And I feel like you walked into the Four of Swords, which I love the Four of Swords, because to me, the Four of Swords, in any deck, it really signifies the need for peace and sleep and meditation. I feel like you are someone who went through, that Eight of Cups and found your way into the Four of Swords. Because once you go through that trauma or you walk away from something, it's not necessarily easy. But it's like you did what you had to do so that you can get that peace of mind, so that you can get that rest that you needed, so you can rest up for the things to come. So it's just a natural progression here. That Eight of Cups moving into the Four of Swords, followed by that Five of Cups, moving up to that Ten of Cups, and then that Ace of Cups, and then that Four of Wands. So it's just a really amazing natural progression of things that you've gone through. And this is exactly what people love about you. I feel like you're probably somebody who shared your story to help other people in their really dark times. And understand that sometimes we have to go through the worst of the worst, or what we think at the moment is the worst of the worst of the worst, when it's actually really one of the biggest blessings you can receive, which I really hate when people say it, but sometimes it's okay. But yeah, when you make it past it and through it, and you can look back in retrospect, a lot of people probably not only love you, but they respect you. And that's definitely something I feel with this pile. And I want to know if you enjoyed this reading. Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know if it resonates. Talk to me, you guys. You know I miss you. You know I love you. Bye. And I'm moving on to the Gold Bow. Hi, Gold Bow. Hi. Welcome back. I missed you. I love you. You know I love my gold bows. So I pulled the Oracle of the Mermaid cards for you, and yours are amazing. The first one is the Mirror. Know thyself. Self-examination. Seeing who you really are. And this is one of my all-time favorite cards in this deck. It's beautiful. It's whimsical. Its significance is very beautiful to me too. I feel like what people love about you is that you are you. And You might not have always been you to the core, to the core, to the core, but when you realized who you are and what you're about, like you just write it out. Like you know yourself. You've examined yourself. You know who you really are. You know what you stand for. You know what I mean? Like, you know? The other one is the Silky in Her Skin, reclaiming your authenticity. And this just fits so well with this. It's crazy. I mean, not only do you know yourself and who you are, but you have entered the skin of your authenticity. You are your true self. You are your own person. And this is something that people love about you. No one can be you. Okay? You know that, you ride that shit out. Because it's amazing. You're amazing. So the Goddess Guidance Oracle that I pulled for this one is Butterfly Maiden. Transformation. You're experiencing enormous change right now, which brings great blessings. So I don't feel like you were always this sure of yourself. And that's okay. We all have those moments, right? Or those years. But I feel like you were always going to be who you are. Like you knew. Like in some deep-seated subconscious level, you knew. And I definitely feel like the people who are around you, who you love to be around you, who you cherish, who mean something to you, they knew it too. And they love it about you. It was like they know. But yeah, definitely. So there's so much transformation and self-recognition in these cards. And I love it. I love the progression. I love the knowingness. I love the power of being you. You recognize it. People recognize it within you. And the fact that you are so authentic and so original, that you are a leader instead of a follower, I definitely feel that it makes other people love you more, and it makes them less afraid to be their own authentic selves, because a lot of people are afraid. They're afraid to be their true selves. They're afraid they won't get accepted. They're afraid that they won't be loved. They're afraid that they won't find their tribe. They're just afraid. And I definitely feel like you are one of those people who is loved and adored because you make other people feel so comfortable, because you are so comfortable in your own skin. And like I said, I think you had to go through like a transformation to get to that point in your life. Like maybe you felt like a weirdo at some point in your life. Maybe you felt like an outcast, or like the black sheep, or like you didn't fit in, or like you refused to conform, and you knew you were going to be you in your mind somewhere, you know. This is definitely something that people love about you. Okay? All right. So, let me see. What is your animal spirit? Is the Panther spirit. Reclaim your power. Yes. So along with that Butterfly Maiden of Transformation, I feel like when you became your true self, you became more powerful. You became one of those people that people ought not fuck with. But I just feel that you became extremely powerful in your own right. Okay? All right. So, let me see. Your Beautiful Creatures Tarot is 9 of Cups, which is satisfaction. And I pulled a clarifier for that from my Radiant Tarot. The next one is the Paranormal Curiosity. And a clarifier for that. And the next one is the Wheel, which is Changes. And I pulled a clarifier for that. Okay? So clarifying the 9 of Cups is the Chariot. Clarifying the Paranormal Curiosity is the 6 of Cups. And clarifying the Wheel, which is Changes, is the 10 of Swords. Now let's get down to the nitty gritty, okay? Let's get your nut and bolts. Alrighty. So Like I said, the Nine of Cups, which is satisfaction, is also wish fulfillment. And these are things that maybe you have been wanting fulfilled for a very long time. And I feel like the Chariot is just, it's not only, the card of Cancer, but it's also the card of that forward motion, that moving forward, that going into the future and just riding it. Okay, not being afraid of it, just doing it. And I feel like you are somebody who maybe had to take that forward motion and those steps forward to make it to that Nine of Cups energy. Okay, let's start down here first though, because I feel like this is the end. But I feel like, or we could go that way, it works both ways though. I feel like you had to go through so much just to make it to where you are right now, to be that person who is comfortable in their own skin, to reclaim your authenticity, to be your truest self, um, to be extraordinary. I love to say it like that. Um, and I feel like the paranormal curiosity card that's clarified by the Six of Cups. I love the paranormal card. I feel like you could be somebody who practices a form of divination or is curious about the divine, about connecting with the divine. You could also be a witch, and there's nothing wrong with that. Um, and I feel like it could give you a sense of giving and receiving, which is why the Six of Cups is the clarifier for it. It could also just bring you together with like minded individuals where you hash it out, or maybe you have a circle, and you practice whatever you practice, which is totally fine. And you guys have some wine and, you share. You plant some seeds, you know, seeds of friendship, seeds of manifestation, things that you want to grow. Um, and I feel like people love they love that you are a curious individual. Maybe that you're a few steps away from what's considered the norm, but I feel like this is something that people really love about you. Okay, yeah. And so moving on to the wheel, which is changes, and I feel like the wheel is just like a cycle of completion in any deck. Oh, she's got a little dragon. But it's definitely a cycle of completion. It's going through the changes, but I feel like before you could make it to the changes, you had to really go through some ish, like some serious ish. And to me, the Ten of Swords is really um, like maybe life beat you at some point. Like maybe it beat you down. Maybe you felt like it beat you in the back. You could have had really bad back problems from stress, dealing with things. There could have been even a car accident. I feel like with that Ten of Swords, like whatever it was, you went through something painful. It hurt, and it was the catalyst, really, or more like the trigger, and it brought you into that change that you needed to go through to become who you became. Okay? That's what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry if it sounded jumbled. um, yeah, but that Ten of Swords is, I feel like it's just such a son of a bitch. Man. But coming up, you know, the changes, you know, it's worth it to find that completion, to go through the changes that you need to go through to end up in that place of goodness and satisfaction, that Nine of Cups energy, even that Six of Cups energy. I mean, there's a lot of cups happening here, but I loved the progression of this pile. Let me know if you enjoyed this reading, because this is all about what people love about you, and they just love you being you. And you might not have started out in a peaceful existence, but somehow you made it to that Nine of Cups energy, and you're awesome. And you are not afraid of change, and you're not afraid of going forward as yourself. Okay? All right. So, Gopo, let me know if this resonates with you. Let me know if you enjoyed this. If it doesn't resonate, leave it. If it does, take it with you. And I hope you have an amazing and awesome day. I love you guys. You are extremely beautiful. just wanted to remind you. And I will talk to you guys later, okay? Comment, thumbs up this if you enjoyed it. Bye. All right, Blue Bow, you ready? Let's do this, okay? Let's do this. So, your oracle, the mermaid, is Lemuria returns, earth spirituality, community, ocean conservation. You could be one of those people who really cares about the planet. You could be a tree hugger. You could help with cleaning up beaches, parks. You just want to keep the earth as tip-top as possible, and you do your part. And I feel like you are very big in your community wherever you are, or in your tiny circle of community. So it doesn't have to mean like your city as a whole, or even at school or in uni. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like you are someone who cares about the planet and someone who cares about the animals. You care about other humans as well. And I love this. So you have a very good energy. And people sense that about you, and they love that about you. The next one I have is transparency, honest, authentic, genuine, and present. I love this card too. They go so good together. I feel like you are someone who is very blunt, and there's a huge difference between being blunt and honest and being a bitch, and you know the difference, and you are the first. So you are just honest and blunt. And you do it in such a way that it's very genuine and people love it about you, okay? Yeah, so I feel like you're very transparent. Like, you don't have hidden intentions, you aren't filled with malice, and people can sense that about you, and they love that about you. They know that you have good intentions. Yeah, I love that. All right, so your Goddess Guidance Oracle card is Abundantia, prosperity. The universe is pouring its abundance out to you. Be open to receiving. Ooh, I love this. It's beautiful. And I feel like you are someone who could be very prosperous. I feel like you understand the universe and how it works. You understand how to receive. You also understand how to give. Yeah, once that's open, abundance just flows. Okay. And your animal spirit is the white raven spirit, which is trust in magic. So like I said, I feel like you could be like a hardcore manifester with the universe. You probably understand petitions and how they work. Anything law of attraction, I feel like you might be into. You're also into just hard work and like planting the seeds, you know? Also, let's see. So I have your beautiful creature tarot cards, and they're clarified by my Radiant Tarot. So your first one is the Two of Pentacles, which is flexibility. And your second one is the King of Cups, which is fascination. Move some of these over. I have one more. And the third is the World, which is completion. Okay? So, clarifying the World is the Ten of Wands. Clarifying the King of Cups is the Tower. And clarifying the Two of Pentacles is the Lovers. Okay? All right. So, in this deck, that Two of Pentacles energy is flexibility. It's finding a way. It's really trying to move in such a way that you don't move too much, but just enough to get to where you need to go. And I love that in this deck, it's flexibility. It makes sense to me. It fits. It works, okay? And if anyone understands flexibility, I feel like it's going to be you, Okay, I feel like maybe you weren't always super duper prosperous. You had a road to lead up to it, and abundant. It was like you knew it was coming, you knew it was coming, but I feel like you had to wait for it. You know what I'm saying? Like you had to go through some things in order to let it in, or you had to be patient, and you learned that. But you eventually came to that place of abundance, that place of receiving, that place of prosperity. And I feel like people who love you recognize that about you. Also, clarifying the Two of Pentacles is the Lovers. So I feel like in dealings with people and even romantic partners, you also had to learn to be flexible. Not necessarily in a way of overextending yourself, but definitely had to find a way to be flexible to make things work. I feel like this is something that people may notice about you in your relationships, not just romantic, but just in general. And you understand the art of compromise, which is also a form of flexibility. Um, yeah, but you don't compromise yourself, though. Like, you don't compromise your integrity. You're very genuine, okay? And I feel like this is definitely something that people love about you. The next card is the King of Cups. And the King of Cups is just that wonderful, soft, emotional, intuitive energy of compassion and love. But to get there, I feel like you had to go through like a tower moment where, you know, you felt like shit was falling apart or on fire. Okay? This is something I think that people recognize in you and your story and your life, and they know, especially the ones that know you, that really love you. Um, and get down with you. I feel like they know that you had that tower moment, whatever it is. You could have even lost your home, could have burned down. You could have definitely went through something that felt like really painful too, because I know the tower is change, but it's like a disruptive change. Um, yeah, and I just feel like people know that, you had that moment where you went through some deep shit, and you came out the King of Cups. You know what I mean? Like it was like the prelude to the King of Cups, like to become the ultimate compassionate human being. You had to go through the muck. You know what I'm saying? And people recognize that about you, and they love that about you. And let's not forget the world, which is really all about completion and the completion of a cycle, making it to an end of a cycle to begin a new cycle. So it's not just endings, it's beginnings. It's just the cyclical nature of the world card. It's cyclical, it's circle. It's the beginning and the end and the middle, and it all begins again. You know what I'm saying? So you understand the cycle of life, how it works. And that is clarified by the Ten of Wands. I feel like you are someone who is probably really successful in your own right. You are abundant, obviously. Hello, abundancia. And you are not afraid to carry the weight of your successes. Like, you worked for those 10 wands. You're going to carry all those wands up the hill like Sisyphus. Like, you're not playing. You know what I mean? I definitely feel that you understand carrying all that weight and what it means to carry that weight, because you earned each and every wand, okay? You worked for those wands. You put in the work. You did the mental work. You did the emotional work. And you understand that you needed the physical strength to carry those with you, okay? And people love that about you. And they respect that about you, because your journey wasn't all roses. Like, it took a minute to get here, and they love that about you as well. So, Bluebell, let me know if you enjoyed this reading. Let me know if it resonates. Thank you so much for watching. Thumbs up this. Leave a comment down below. If it resonates, take it with you. If it doesn't, leave it. All right, you guys. I love you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Spread kindness and love. All right, you guys. It's free. All right. Bye.